Ever since the ratings disaster known as With Love Meghan by Netflix and Meghan Markle herself really just failed miserably across the board and led to customers leaving Netflix as a streaming platform and going to others out there like Amazon Prime and among others like HBO Max, Peacock, etc., we know that CEO Greg Peters of Netflix has been dealing with a lot of flack for really not getting the proper attention to the board of directors, but you really can't put all the blame on him because the board was very stubborn for many months, not listening to him, not listening to the fact way ahead of time that this series was just not going to work in the end. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, we know that Meghan Markle is grasping at straws as we speak with various studios within Hollywood, within the film industry, pitching different ideas to try and get contract deals, a lot of which, by the way, some contracts were in the works that recently booted her out. No studio wants to work with her anymore in this industry. For the most part, we know that she even lost a lot of minor roles, commercial roles, mind you, with various, studios out there. We know that she lost the Geico role for actually providing cameos in commercials over there, as well as Carnival Cruise Lines and Universal Studios Epic Universe. She was supposed to represent them as well, and that all went south as well. It's interesting, though, when you look at Meghan Markle and how she's getting blacklisted from studio to studio, and how everything is just going downhill, especially after how she praises diversity, equity, and inclusion, something that is obviously getting abolished as we speak throughout various organizations, studios, production companies, etc. However, with the Meghan Markle drama over, of course, Season 2 getting more intense as her contract with Netflix is more than likely looking to expire rather than renew by this fall, one major development now involves Meghan's behavior after multiple studios decided to blacklist her in Hollywood and in the film industry altogether. Meghan recently delivered the following. I think more often now, especially in 2025, we are witnessing far too many women dealing with rejection in the film industry and in show business, either because of their political views or how they engage in activism. And as a woman myself, I just have to say that this is absolutely wrong, and I have dealt with this firsthand. Though I am unwilling to go into the specifics, as I would wish to take my time before commenting on all of that, I think it's clear now that we need more women rather than men running some of these studios because there is an obvious bias there when it involves filmmaking or television. And when it's a constant struggle that needs to be corrected, and it's long overdue now that we are sitting here in 2025 dealing with the same issues that should have been resolved decades ago. This business is not a fair business. I can guarantee you that. It's not an industry that treats both men and women equally, and I think that's where the root of the issue is at heart. With my series With Love Meghan, we really wanted to do something special for women, and it is beyond obvious that we still have a growing issue with sexism and misogyny in both the US and in the UK, and quite frankly throughout many other parts of the world. It can be tough to deal with loud, opinionated voices that can make themselves sound larger than they really are, and I think that we are going to have that challenge for sure dealing with this for a very long time ahead of us in this industry that is so male dominant. Now guys, before I move on, let me just say one thing about Meghan Markle. Now look, it seems like she wants to remain in the spotlight or the limelight, whatever it takes, right? She wants to share her views on activism, and she wants to share her views as a feminist and all these different things. But one thing that you really, have to really talk about more often than not is the fact that Meghan Markle continues to act in a very narcissistic way. I mean, this is like key narcissism right here. The fact that she has to express her feelings like this, especially after getting blacklisted by all these different studios, by going off the rails and saying how women are treated so poorly in the industry. That's not even true at all. In fact, women are getting a lot of powerful roles as it is right now in 2025. They're getting a lot of various roles, either for better or worse, some of which work, some of which don't. We all know exactly which studios, do it in the most improper way possible. We all saw it happen with the Acolyte series by Disney when it came to Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy's view on that, just as a little example there. But then you have other examples where female roles actually do work authentically and organically, right? However, she goes on to continue, and I think that we need to actually just look at this for what it is, and my goal is to change that somehow by sharing my message. I would say that I'm a proud feminist and activist for sure, and I guess embracing that comes with unfair consequences in this industry. I will always be proud of my brand as ever. Nothing will ever change that, no matter how many negative and loud voices you have to deal with, and what I have to go through. But what I will not tolerate are those that tend to claim that I am not being my authentic self. So here you go again. Meghan Markle is showing another shred of narcissism. You know what's a major sign of narcissism? You can't take criticism at all, to the point that you have to fire back at any level of criticism that you gain from the public or from anybody, either, as an actress or actor, whatever you may be. When you cannot deal with criticism, that's another sign of pure narcissism. And Meghan Markle is showing that right now in all its might. Now, we already know that with Love Meghan, season 1 and 2, and honestly, it's not really a season 2. I like to call it a season 1.5 or just season 1 part 2, because they shot all 16 episodes bundled together and decided to say, hey, let's split it up into 2 parts and let's call the second part a season 2 to make it seem like our show is a success. That was basically Meghan and Netflix's overall plan to make it come across as a successful series, regardless of the abysmal ratings and the reviews out there. Now, she goes on to close by stating the following: but what I will not tolerate, as those of course tend to claim that I am not being my authentic self, all I can say is that I love to work, and I love my hobbies, and what better way to combine the two into a show that we have on Netflix, and how it is meant to inspire so many women that they can do the same. I just don't think some uneducated women are going to get the bigger picture here, or what I'm trying to educate to others, and this is certainly not for the male demographic either. My brand, as ever, is also something that should be respected. So again, she keeps going off about her brand as ever. She keeps going off about her brand in general, and how With Love Meghan is for the educated and not for the uneducated. I think it really just is very transparent at this point that Meghan Markle is going to say whatever she has to say to make it seem like that her show is a success, that there's really nothing wrong going on with her overall business or her overall, status as a quote-unquote, and I'm putting up air quotes right now, actress. Note that she did not want to comment on that, about her experience with studios really just, getting rid of her, or giving her the boot, blacklisting her one after the other. She was unwilling to comment about that, and I think that really also speaks volumes. Again, you're seeing a major cultural shift, and you're seeing how a lot of these studios are responding to that, and you're going to see that more and more, I think, frequently in 2025. Month by month, you're going to see this, not just within the film industry, but also within the music industry, with video games, with anything to do with entertainment. Everything is beginning to have a slow turn of the tide. It's going to take time, and you're going to have some resistance for sure from some studios. That's a given fact. But I think within the next 3 years, maybe 4 years maximum, you're going to see a totally different entertainment industry, whether it's for film, television, etc., etc. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about Meghan Markle below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.